What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. Now, in today's video, we have an absolute game changer. Now, one of the reasons why most businesses fail is due to lack of capital. Sometimes I come across business owners who have a great idea, or maybe they want to scale, but they can't secure traditional financing from the bank, maybe because they don't have as much history, or oftentimes they don't have good enough credit. Now, what if I told you that there's a way for you to secure capital to launch your business idea or scale your business without going to the bank? Introducing Honeycomb credit. Now, Honeycomb credit is a form of what we call private credit. Now, private credit works in the same way as traditional credit, except instead of going to a bank to get a loan, you actually get loans from local investors or individuals who are looking to help you expand. Now, Honeycomb credit is sort of a marketplace that connects local investors to business owners. Local investors are hungry to grow your business. Honeycomb Credit provides a platform for growing local businesses to borrow money from everyday investors. This business owner was able to secure $124,000 from 63 individual investors. Now, here's how it works. Now, let's say you're a business owner, or maybe you have a business idea and you're trying to secure financing for your business through the Honeycomb Credit platform. So what you would do is submit an application, and then you're going to sign your term sheet. And this is one day after applying. Then you're going to launch your offer. Now, this is very similar to crowdfunding, where you have a campaign that you launch, and this basically just lists out what your business is, how much funding you're looking for, and what the structure of it is. Now, Honeycomb Credit offers both equity and debt. I would say most of the offerings are going to be debt. So this is a note purchase agreement. Now, what happens is multiple individual investors will pool money together to lend to your business. And they do this through what's called a note purchase agreement. A note purchase agreement is a contract between a company and a buyer for the sale of debt in the company. The agreement outlines the terms of the purchase, including the maturity date, interest payment dates, and the price the buyer will receive when they return the notes to the company. Note purchase agreements can be used for a variety of purposes, including raising money for acquisitions, general corporate needs, or other purchases. The buyer invests in the company by purchasing the notes, then returns them to the company on the maturity date. Once you launch your offer, your campaign is live, and that's when a lot of the outreach is done, where you're just getting more visibility into your campaign. So what you're going to do, you're going to set a goal as far as funding, whether that's $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. And then once you actually reach your goal, that's when you're able to get the money into your bank account. And based on the terms of the note purchase agreement, that will determine the schedule of repayment to the investors. The business borrower will make payments monthly, and then investors get paid out quarterly. Now, this is a marketplace that matches business borrowers with local investors. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on the investment side, but let's say you do want to earn some type of return. These are the different campaigns that you can check out. Now, this is basically what it would look like once your campaign goes live. It's going to be visible here. Now, you can see that some of these, it shows a share price, and others show an interest rate. So in this example, this would be an equity type of investment, whereas these would be note purchase agreements where you see the interest rate. Now, the interest rates expressed right here are what the borrowers are going to be paying back to the investors. Now, these are examples of campaigns that have already funded. So this one in particular, they had a minimum target of 50,000 and a maximum target of 100,000. So far they've been funded 81,000, which is 162% of their minimum target. Now, these campaigns are from businesses throughout the United States. So let's say you're interested in investing in one of these campaigns. All you got to do is click on the campaign, and it actually gives you a lot of information. You could actually view the website of the business. It shows how much has been invested, what the interest rate is, how many investors there are so far, and how many days are left in the campaign. And right here, it has the funding goal. So again, the minimum and the maximum, the investment type. So in a lot of cases, when you see the interest rate, that means it's going to be a debt type of investment. Now, what I really like about this is that Honeycomb Credit actually helps the business owners create their campaigns. And, you know, they're gathering a lot of information and they display it here for investors to be able to view it. Now, right here, you could actually get a bio of the business owners and the key personnel and a little bit about their backstory. Right here shows the deal summary. Now, right here, it says $1,000 $1,000 investment earns $1,222. So $1,000 in principal plus $222 in interest after fees by the end of the investment term. They do have just some other information, collateral. So there's a second lien on assets of the company. And this is case of default where there's some type of recourse to recoup investors' money.
Hi, I'm Hillary from Hillary's Chicago Pizza here in St. Augustine, Florida. I've been in the industry for about 30 years now. We've had this location for almost 2 years here in St. Augustine. We do deep dish and thin crust, and we provide a comfortable atmosphere that makes it feel like you're at home. We are trying to raise funds with Honeycomb for our third time so that we can expand and grow into other areas in Florida. So we think with a food trailer, we can go bring the pizza to the people. A trailer will help us boost our business by not only being a marketing tool and letting us do market research in other areas, but it's also a mobile restaurant. So it will increase our revenues to at least about $250,000 a year. And that will allow us to not only employ more people in the neighborhood and in the St. Augustine area, but also bring more pizza to more people. Thank you for checking out our Honeycomb campaign, and thank you to all of our past investors and all of our future investors. We couldn't do this without you, our community of pizza people.
Now, one thing that's pretty dope about this is that let's say you go through this process and you're able to raise capital and successfully repay it. You already are going to have investors who've had a good experience who will probably also invest with you in additional campaigns. Like this business owner just said, this is their second or third campaign that they're doing through Honeycomb Credit. So this is a great way, again, for small businesses to be able to raise money without having to go to a traditional bank in order to grow and scale their business. They actually do have an offering document that you can check out. Now, the offering document is going to be a legal document that basically states all the details about what offer is actually being made. Now, again, right here has the business name. So the issuer's name, Hillary Chicago Pizza, the offering amount, the security type. Again, this is a subordinated secured loan. 12% annually is the interest rate. The maturity. So this is 6 months interest only, followed by 30 months fully amortizing. Again, payments monthly and distribute to investors quarterly. Security interest, a subordinate lien in the assets of the company. And there is a personal guarantee for the business owners, as it says right here. And the first payment is due 30 days after the campaign end date. And again, this just goes over just a background of the business. They show the ownership of the business. It has a detailed list of actually what their business plan is, what the business owner intends to do with the funds. Now, right here it says, they're looking to put $65,000 into the purchase of a food trailer and equipment. I really like how detailed it is. So as an investor, you actually can see, what the risks are, what they intend to do with the money, what the terms of the deal are. So it just gives you as much information for you to make an informed decision if you do want to invest in this type of note purchase agreement. Right here has the use of funds. So the total proceeds based off of the minimum target goal and the maximum target goal. How much of net proceeds they'll get. Now, what I really like about this platform is that this is a way for small businesses to be able to raise capital without having to rely on a traditional bank. So even if you're very early on in your business or whatever business idea you have, you could actually seek out investments, whether equity or debt, from local investors. And as I was actually looking at some of these, there are a couple that are local to me. So I'm in the DC, Maryland area. Right here, Silver Branch Brewing Company, Warrenton, Virginia. So they were looking for actually an equity investment, right? So it's a little bit different with equity. It's different because you're not necessarily going to get monthly payments. You get more of the upside on the success of the business. So there's different things to consider. Just, make sure if this is something that you want to look at as far as an investment, that you do your own due diligence. And the thing about this too is that a lot of these are local companies, brick and mortar type companies. So you could definitely pull up on some of these businesses. And again, this is a local one in the DC metro area. And so I'm actually quite familiar with this because I believe they have a couple locations in DC, Northern Virginia, as well as Maryland. So, you know, a lot of these companies are going to be local companies, right? Small businesses that you can invest in, or if you are a small business, you could definitely check out this platform to be able to raise capital. But overall, this is going to be available to any business nationwide. Now, I'm just scrolling here to give you guys a sense of the types of businesses. Seems like a lot of these are food service types of businesses. Again, look, this one is in Rockville, Maryland, not too far from me. They just launched their campaign. And the great thing about it is that they actually have a YouTube video that you can actually get some of the behind the scenes of the business. So they're looking to raise up to $50,000. And this is going to be a 36-month term, so a 36-month repayment. So far, there's been 8 investors, 11 days left, and an interest rate of 12%. So just looking at the potential earnings, assuming a full repayment, if you were to invest $100, you would make $120 based off of full repayment. Now, I just wanted to reiterate, this is not financial advice or investment advice. This is for informational purposes only. However, if you are a small business and you're looking to raise capital without having to go to the bank, you could definitely consider private credit through the Honeycomb credit platform. Through this platform, you're able to raise capital from local investors, either through debt or equity. And let's say you are an investor looking to invest in local businesses without being a business owner, you could also invest as an equity investor or as a private credit investor. Now, the difference between equity and debt. So with equity, you're getting ownership in the business. With private credit or with debt, you're basically loaning to the business. Now, as a business owner, there are some consideration pros and cons when you're considering an equity investment or debt investment or private credit investment. Now, with equity, you are giving up ownership in the business, whereas with private credit, you're not given ownership, but you do have to repay it. With equity, you do not have to repay it. Now, I think this is a pretty innovative platform. So if anyone is interested, whether you're a business owner or an investor, I'll drop the link in the description of the video. Anyways, that's all for today. Let me know your comments and questions down below. And until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.